Backing tracks, laptops, love them or hate them. Last year, you may recall that the internet broke out into chaos on the subject of backing tracks. There's some very strong feelings, some very strong opinions on this subject with people from, various backgrounds, various generations and things on whether or not backing tracks should be a thing. They want a very straightforward production. There's really no right or wrong answer. That's the bottom line. What this really comes down to is what each individual fan base wants to see. This all kind of got started when Falling in Reverse dropped off of a show because their laptops went missing, and there was a bunch of back and forth about that where people were saying, they can't play their show because they didn't have their laptop. What really the thing is, when you listen to Falling in Reverse, their music is has extreme electronic elements to it. You can't have a guy up on stage, making beats or something, however that works. And the music just is not suitable for acoustic or a cappella when he's rapping. Like, literally there's parts where he's like you can't do like rapid fire hip hop without a background. And they actually did an a cappella section during a festival as a bit, which I thought was one of the funniest things I've ever seen a band do on stage. To this day, that was one of the funniest things when they came out and they were like, do, 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 do. And they were so funny. Look that up online. But now you have Chad Gray from Mudvayne. Mudvayne, one of the sickest live bands out there. Absolutely. So great to have Mudvayne back. We recently had Chad on the channel. He was so cool, and it was such a great conversation with him. And you can check that out right here on Rockfeed as well. Just a really great conversation. We've had so much great feedback on that. And so he responded to a recent cameo from Sinkin' Stanley, which I've linked to down in the description, which I want to react to here, where he shared his thoughts on backing tracks and what he feels. And he's not a fan of backing tracks. He doesn't like them. This is what Chad had to say on the subject of backing tracks.
Sinkin' Stanley, this is Mattis Chadness here, Madman Chadman. I got booked by Timothy BR. Hopefully you know what that means. Let's just call him Tim. And you're wanting to know what I think about what are my thoughts on the rampant use of backing tracks and lip syncing in the music industry nowadays, and would I ever use them? No, I wouldn't. We used to do the opening of Human that was in an actual track, and I sang over that, and then it stopped or whatever, but there was no backing vocals. I really wasn't into it. I had a conversation with Vinny. I'm like, we're a killer band. We could write a musical part, blah, 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 blah. It was an argument I lost. But anyway, I think it's an epidemic, man. I really do. I think it's crazy that what's happened in the past, like the Milli Vanillis of the world. That band was fucking dead the second they did that. Ashley Simpson, when she did what she did on Saturday Night Live, that girl was absolutely limp-basted, like fucking, she was the goddamn devil, and all the things. But there's so many huge artists that do it or whatever, and it's really frustrating coming from a dude that doesn't do it. I would never have backing vocals or lead vocals, and I know that the people do lead vocals and stuff. I've actually toured with bands where I've watched their sound check, and there's so much goddamn track coming down the pike. It's like it sounds like the album. It's crazy. Vocals, guitar overdubs, everything. It's insane. But there's a part of it, like, I kind of feel like, do you want to come to a venue, spend good money and listen to my record? You know what I mean? Or do you want to come and listen to the music live? You know what I mean? Like, which means missing notes, not hitting every note. It means like dropping lyrics. It means missing guitar notes. It means missing drum beats. It's the human element, and it's really frustrating to me because people are paying good money to go and see their favorite bands play songs that they love, and they're not getting that. They're getting shafted, I think, honestly. If you can't sing your shit and you can't play your shit, your music, then why the fuck are you on stage? Like, you're not doing anything that anybody else can't do. Like, there's nothing special about what you're doing. And you can do anything in the studio. So, again, I've seen bands where their tape stops and it's absolutely fucking atrocious. It doesn't sound even remotely close to anything. And I have some friends that do actually do it, but they do it again with like the musical parts or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not this blatant, backing vocals and fucking or lead vocals. It's just, yeah, it's very frustrating. And I've been wanting to speak out on this. I actually just did an interview last week that I need to edit and get put up, but it's basically talking about this exact same thing. And it's ridiculous. There's so many great real bands out there, man. Like, every band that I am a fan of didn't do this shit. Like, you think about the Metallicas, the Slayers, the Panteras, the old school Panteras with Vinny and Don. It's a fucking Lamb of God. You know what I mean? Like, they're real bands doing real shit. And, yeah, again, I think I'm a little cloudy. I just woke up. So, but yeah, I absolutely am sick of it. And I think that motherfuckers that don't play their shit shouldn't be allowed to play. I don't think you should be allowed to take someone's money because you're not playing your shit. That's my 2 cents. Anyway, I hope to see you at a Mudvayne show down the road sooner than later. Until then, please stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and as always, stay heavy metal.
So there you have Chad from Mudvayne there speaking on the backing track subject. I've had a number of musicians talking about this from various perspectives, and he obviously feels very strongly about it. And this is a guy who puts 110% into what he does. Very intense live show. Really great live show from Mudvayne. God, they were kick-ass on that freaking Psychotherapy Sessions tour. I was blown away. It's so great to have Mudvayne back. So anyways, folks, that's your latest update from Rockfeed. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on for the latest news and updates about your favorite bands.